Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon weather and tracking update for the Chicago to Mac race. I'm meteorologist Chris Bedford. Here's our here's our weather map at the moment. Look at the clear conditions over Lake Michigan, and basically any rain that we had is cleared out. It's a beautiful sunny day. But that does mean the winds are quite light on the lake at the moment. Looking a little bit further afield, we've got some cloud out to the west. Mainly we have some thunderstorms developing across the Dakotas and Minnesota. Some of these will become severe, but fortunately it looks like they're going to track to the south and then or to the east and then southeast and remain clear of the lake. There is also some rain up to the north moving into Lake Superior at the moment. This looks like it's going to shoot out to the east and not be a problem. So weather over the lake looks like it'll be good for the rest of this afternoon and pretty much most of the night. Now tomorrow morning we may see some showers moving back into the lake, so just have to keep an eye on that. If we zoom in a little bit, we'll be able to see the nice clear conditions over the lake, and a beautiful lake breeze pattern. There's some cumulus clouds just sort of in on the Michigan shore. See these clouds here, and then same thing in on the Wisconsin shore. We see clouds here, but there's sinking air over the middle of Lake Michigan right now, and then onshore flow onto the Michigan shore and onshore flow to the Wisconsin shore. All classic lake breeze pattern, and what that means is in between those two onshore breezes is we end up with a zone of very, very light wind, and that's what the boats are contending with at the moment. Looking at the current wind patterns. Here up on the northern part of the lake, let me just shift up a little bit here. You can see this divergent zone that I pointed to on the satellite picture right through here, the wind coming out of there, and pretty much a zone of calm through there, but you can see the lake breeze going on the Michigan shore from the northwest, and on the Wisconsin shore it's coming in from the southeast, and then into Upper Peninsula Michigan also from the south and southwest. Further down the lake we've got a little bit more pressure. It looks like a little bit wider zone of wind on the Michigan shore, all pretty much from the west, still a little bit lighter in the center part of the lake. If we go forward in the forecast here, what we're going to see is that lake breeze continue through the rest of the afternoon, but more importantly we have some gradients starting to develop out to the west here, and what we're going to see is southerly winds start to build first on the western side of the lake, and those will eventually fill across into the eastern side of the lake as well, and actually gets fairly fresh overnight. So there's the wind starting to build. We're going into about 9 p.m. Central Time this evening, and you can see winds starting to push up into the mid-teens actually on the Wisconsin shore, and continuing to build through the night. So it looks like a nice southerly breeze will push the fleet north tonight, and that wind does spread across to the Michigan side. It stays light up though inside of Beaver Island, up coming in toward Mac Strait, so even the boats that will be finishing first will have to contend with some lighter winds just going into the finish line late tonight or early tomorrow morning. So that's a look at the weather situation. Let's take a look at the fleet again, and so here's the fleet pretty well spread north to south across the lake. The bulk of the fleet is now down pretty much between Manitowoc and Ludington, Manistee area, and then we've got some cruising boats and some of the faster racing boats which have gotten up north of the Manitous and are now using that lake breeze that's developed up there to nearly catch our first boat, Roxy, which actually made a brilliant move overnight and early this morning by sailing outside the Manitous. They were a bit further back, and by sailing outside the Manitous they stayed in pressure because the pressure essentially shut down in the center of the Manitou Islands. The boats over here on the, or between the Manitou Islands and Sleeping Bear Dunes essentially. The boats here on the Michigan shore are doing fairly well with that lake breeze now. Boats trying to get over to the Wisconsin shore are struggling at the moment, but as we saw, they'll get their breeze tonight when the wind starts to fill from the south. But at the moment it looks like it may come too late for them. They've given up too much distance now out to the west, and with the expectation that southerly wind fills all the way across to the Michigan shore, they will probably not be able to cash that back in. So I do want to take a quick look at what Roxy did overnight, which was quite good. We're just going to roll back in time here and going to zoom in a little bit. This was about let's go to midnight last night. So we can see at that time the first boat was Infinite Diversion, heading toward the waters inside the Manitous and off of Sleeping Bear. Roxy was back here to the southwest, quite a ways actually. But as we go forward in time now, what we'll see is Infinite Diversion sail inside the Manitous and then come to a complete stop as the wind died there. Roxy, however, makes a decision to go outside the Manitous, and they do quite well. You can see them, everyone stopping inside the Manitous, but Roxy continuing to move, and the other boats going outside the Manitous as well, doing fairly well. Serenity and Loco are all doing quite well as they sail outside there. And even some of the racing division boats like WindQuest and El Mastro sail inside the Manitous and come to a complete stop off of Sleeping Bear Dunes for 12 hours until they finally start to get that lake breeze this afternoon and start moving again. So although the shortest distance to the mark is inside the Manitous, if the breeze isn't there, going outside can be advantageous. Now that worked for Roxy quite well, but this afternoon we have the opposite case occurring, with boats inside having the lake breeze and the boats outside are suffering from that lake breeze divergent zone I showed you, where the wind is, there's no wind basically in this area here, and we've got lake breeze coming into the Michigan shore on this side. So it's all a matter of timing when you're coming through that section. So interesting part of the race, interesting tactical decision, strategic decision to go inside or outside the Manitous, and what time you're approaching that area, when to make that decision. We'll have our first boats finishing tonight, and the rest of the fleet will be starting to trickle in on Monday, and looks like they'll have good breeze for the finish.